In a world driven by innovation, where the boundaries between industries blur, a new alliance is forming to tackle one of the greatest challenges of our time: revolutionizing public health care, pursuing the third sustainable UN goal. As the years of progress turn, a remarkable collaboration emerges between private companies armed with cutting-edge AI technologies and the public healthcare sector, paving the way for a future that once seems like a distant dream. Just picture a world where algorithms sift through vast amounts of medical data in a matter of seconds, spotting patterns and trends that elude the human eye. Imagine a future where AI algorithms can predict an individual's risk of developing a life-threatening condition, enabling preventive measures to be taken in advance. Ready? The picture is real with such company as Blue Dot. Blue Dot is a global biothreat intelligence platform powered by Amazon Web Service engine that monitors and analyzes vast amounts of data from various sources, such as news reports, social media, and flight data, to identify and predict infectious disease outbreaks and public health risks. Blue Dot uses natural language processing and machine learning algorithms to gather, process, and interpret data every 15 minutes, 24/7. Let's talk about 4 successful cases of Blue Dot. Did you know that Blue Dot had spotted what would come to be known as COVID-19 9 days before the World Health Organization released its statement alerting people to the emergence of a novel coronavirus? During early outbreak of COVID-19, Blue Dot reports were used by Taiwan CDC, Center for Disease Control, to calculate the potential threat of travelers and to effectively equip airports with additional safety measures and screening machines. Did you know that even before COVID-19, since 2001, the world faced at least 10 major disease outbreaks around the globe? Blue Dot predicted the spread of the Zika virus in Florida 6 months before the official reports. As well as in 2014, Blue Dot identified the Ebola outbreak risk in West Africa accurately. And by the way, Air Canada was the first airline to subscribe to Blue Dot Insights in response to Ebola outbreaks. Did you know that Blue Dot platform has become a principal infectious disease surveillance for Chicago City and made their public health departments quickly and accurately identify when an infection disease threat emerges, assess the risk of it imported to Chicago, and also attain the supporting information required to inform planning and actions? And finally, did you know that the Tokyo Olympics were made possible thanks to Blue Dot technology? The Japanese Ministry of Health became a client of the company in order to assess Japan's threat of spreading infection during events and after it, using the data provided by thousands of guests. So, with the accurate prediction of Blue Dot, Japan hosted the Olympics successfully. The more the use of technologies such as big data and AI grows in popularity, and the more such analytics influence fundamental government decisions, the more doubts about such technologies arise. So, on governmental level, too much confidence in AI's capabilities could lead to ill-informed decisions that funnel public money to unproven AI companies at the expense of proven interventions such as drug programs, for example. It is also bad for the field itself. Overblown but disappointed expectations have led to a crash of interest in AI already and consequent loss of funding more than once in the past. Moreover, AI machine learning algorithm is not protected fully from cyber attacks, so-called split view poisoning. That is, if the algorithm can be influenced, then there is a possibility that the data can be manipulated in order for the authorities to make a certain decision. I believe that technologies such as Blue Dot can become a tool for information warfare and even propaganda. It is worth to mention, although we have the solution for a sustainable future of the society in terms of healthcare provided by private sector, it is still an expensive tool which can deepen inequality among countries, leaving poor people with fewer chances to survival in the face of deadly threats, which contradicts one of the main principles of sustainable development. Let's talk about corporate level. Due to population growth and climate change, we must be prepared for new pandemics in the near future. And not only the government, but also pharmaceutical corporations are preparing. According to the experience of COVID-19 period, when pharmaceutical companies received information about a new wave of disease, they created artificial shortages of antiseptics, masks, etc. in many countries to generate excessive profits. So, if such companies use accurate forecasts to make money on essential protection products and are not controlled, we will have the opposite effect of using a platform like Blue Dot to save lives. What about personal level? There is a trade-off. To get better prediction from machine learning, we always need to share more of our personal data with companies and governments. Blue Dot, for instance, has licensed access to the anonymized location data from millions of cell phones. But at the same time, we see the trend that such companies as Apple tend to give their users an opportunity to block app tracing and make the permissions of services to collect data more clear and easier to get rid of. Therefore, over time, up-to-date user data will decrease, which will be an obstacle to the development of an accuracy of technologies such as Blue Dot and will have serious consequences. So how can we evaluate this technology then? It's definitely a revolution, I think. The popularization of technology is always an advantage of the society of our century. There are more of us, and coexisting is becoming more complex, and there is a catastrophic amount of information to process. So, in order to achieve a high level of sustainability, we do not need to be afraid of technologies, but perfect them, developing protective mechanisms, and make them accessible to all countries. As Ahmer Inam, leading AI consultant, says, viruses do not operate within the confines of geopolitical boundaries, so we do not need to do it also. This is another opportunity for the world to unite against a common threat and invest more in technological solutions. So, we've talked about the hands-on experience of Blue Dot and how it benefits the development of cities. But it's not only about big data and AI that are fully able to convert our cities in the sustainable space for living. For May, a sustainable world is a smart world in which smart countries develop, with smart people living in their smart cities. If we implement all the principles of sustainable city at once, we get a task from Ray Bradbury's world, which is difficult to imagine in the reality, in our already existing, not so sustainable and not so smart reality, unfortunately. But what if we build the perfect sustainable city from scratch? The Saudi Arabian government wondered and invited US studio Morphosis to introduce the Line project to the real world. The Line is an ambitious futuristic city project proposed by NEOM, a Saudi Arabian government initiative. It aims to create a sustainable and technologically advanced urban development located in a currently undeveloped area in the northwest of Saudi Arabia. The Line is envisioned as a 170-kilometer-long linear city that will prioritize environmental sustainability and quality of life for its residents. The city will be designed as a car-free zone with all essential services and amenities within a 5-minute walk of each resident's home. It will be powered by renewable energy sources and utilize advanced technologies such as artificial intelligence, robotics, and information to enhance efficiency and improve the quality of life. The line will prioritize nature conservation with dedicated spaces to wildlife and green landscapes integrated into the city's design. Amazing, right? Unfortunately, even with money, such a project is only possible in nearly unpopulated regions like the deserts of Saudi Arabia. So let's identify it as the perfect smart city from scratch. But what about existing cities? What are the main transformation pillars for them? 1. Connecting green tech with IoT. For me, I think it is the most important part. With Internet of Things, we have already revolutionizing solutions of traffic management, water and wastewater systems, smart energy grids, volume, chemical, and temperature monitoring systems, etc. 2. Introducing flexible, smart administrative solutions right in the app of the smartphone. In Ukraine, there is such system called DIA. It is a service or just an app where you can easily pay taxes, pay for the parking, access your IDs, driver license, even COVID certificates. It is a communication between smart government and smart people. An easy way of spreading important alerts among citizens. 3. Introducing traceable underground recycle systems accessible in the whole city and make them easy to understand for the people. It's not something game-changing, and it is basic already, no? 4. Promoting flexible education and work in the city. On-site combined with the remote. Reducing at the same time the traffic, make education more accessible, pursuing the economy, and use spaces for different purposes during the day. 5. Support urban farming. Food is the second to energy as the most in-demand city resource. Urban farming enhances food production, reduces food insecurity, and mitigates the environmental effects of food transportation. And growing food locally reduces the distance from farm to consumer. Urban farming practices include vertical gardens, rooftop farming, community gardeners, and encouraging schools and restaurants to grow their own food. 6. Promoting inclusiveness and local culture in planning. Preserving the outsides of buildings of the city for touristic purposes and make it greener inside instead. That's all. So Smart City is all about speed, scale, convenience, playing by smart rules, and zero waste. And technology plays a key role in that. So the main task of this sector is to make technology more accessible. At the same time, the task of cities is to use this technology as soon as possible for the benefit of the population.